Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is News at 12. News at 12.
In the local scene, the Albay Provincial Health Office, through its nutrition program, held a symposium on proper nutrition and dietary needs of learners with special needs at Tabaco South Central Elementary School on August 12. The event brought together about 200 participants, including parents, caregivers, learners with special education needs, and special needs education teachers to strengthen their understanding of appropriate nutrition and dietary practices for learners with disabilities. As part of the symposium's information and education component, PHO Nutrition Program distributed Pinggang Pinoy for kids materials and nutrition flyers for persons with disabilities. The materials are intended to serve as practical references to promote balanced, nutritious, and appropriate meals for children and PWDs. The forum underscored the importance of an inclusive approach to nutrition, particularly in ensuring that learners with special needs receive appropriate nourishment and support tailored to their individual needs. The Albay Provincial Agricultural Office, APAO, through the Provincial Rural Improvement of Albay, hosted a hands-on coconut processing training at the APAO Conference Room in Cabangan, Camalig. Led by OIC Provincial Agriculturist Daryl Jan O. Buen Consejo and Provincial RIC Coordinator Rian Nievas, the workshop focused on enhancing the skills of local RIC members in coconut product development, innovation, and value-adding techniques. Agricultural technologist and coconut focal person Marco B. Briz led sessions on product development and strategies. Complementing the theoretical instruction, Devolin Nabor and Mariniza Zape conducted a practical demonstration guiding participants through the step-by-step processing of coconut into high-value food and household goods. The initiative aims to expand sustainable livelihood opportunities for local agricultural households by turning raw coconut harvests into high-value finished products, thereby boosting farm incomes across Albay. In other news, the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Albay has recommended authorizing Governor Noel E. Rizal to sign a memorandum of agreement with the Central Bicol State University of Agriculture, Sibisua, for a joint veterinary internship program. The Committee on Laws, Rules, and Oversight, led by Chairperson Sheena Marizi Onrubia de la Cruz, confirmed there is no legal impediment to the partnership. The agreement will allow qualified doctor of veterinary medicine students from Sibisua to undergo their on-the-job training and practical learning under the Albay Veterinary Office, which will serve as the hosting or host training establishment. The committee noted that the initiative aligns with provincial goals to promote veterinary services and agricultural development while offering students hands-on training in a public service setting. The recommendation follows the guidelines set forth in Republic Act No. 7160, Local Government Code of 1991, and CHAD Memorandum Order No. 104, Series of 2017. In the national scene, online business permit processing is helping entrepreneurs in Saxargen save time and complete government transactions without leaving their businesses. The Department of Information and Communications Technology said the electronic local government unit systems and digital business one-stop shop have made business permit applications, renewals, and payments faster and more convenient. Business owners in Nurala, South Cotabato, and Kidapawan cities said the system allows them to process requirements and make payments online without frequently visiting government offices. The ICT Soxergen is working with the Department of the Interior and local government to support the implementation of the digital services and help streamline government transactions. In other story, around 5.08 million people in 10 regions have been affected by the combined effects of tropical cyclones Luis and Maymay and the southwest monsoon or Habagat, the Office of Civil Defense said. The affected population represents about 1.45 million families with 24,893 people currently sheltered in 523 evacuation centers. The OCD said government assistance has reached around 734.1 million pesos, while 23 deaths are still being verified. 17 people were reported injured and one remains missing, while 182 houses were totally damaged and 1,681 others were partially damaged. In other news, the 500 million pesos in confidential funds released to the Office of the Vice President remains part of the prosecution's case in the impeachment complaint against former Vice President Sara Duterte. The amount forms part of the 612.5 million pesos in confidential funds cited in the Article 1 of the impeachment complaint. The remaining 112.5 million pesos was allocated to the Department of Education during Duterte's term as Education Secretary. The prosecution's assertions are subject to the testimony of OVP officials and the defense's cross-examination under the rules governing the use of confidential and intelligence funds. And in the news outside the country, Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi omitted the word remorse from her speech at an annual war memorial ceremony marking the 81st anniversary of the end of World War II. Takaichi also avoided directly mentioning Japan's responsibility for its wartime aggression against other Asian countries. Her predecessor, Shigeru Ishiba, had used the word remorse in last year's ceremony, reviving a phrase first used by Prime Minister Tomoichi Murayama in 1994. Takaichi instead emphasized Japan's role as a reliable country and a shining beacon in the Indo-Pacific region. In other story, at least 9,290 people are now sheltering in evacuation centers after a magnitude 7.7 earthquake struck East Nusa, Tenggara Province on Saturday, Indonesia's National Disaster Mitigation Agency said. The agency reported 47 deaths and 101 people injured, with Manggarai recording the highest number of fatalities at 23, followed by East Manggarai with 17. Sika has the largest number of displaced people at 3,356, followed by Manggarai with 2,078. Authorities are prioritizing food, medicine, clean water, emergency shelters, and other essential supplies for survivors. The earthquake damaged 1,357 homes, including 914 heavily damaged structures, as well as 93 educational facilities, 36 health facilities, and 38 government offices. And finally, in the news outside the country, with reference to the Philippines, Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr. accused China of using a squid tactic to divert attention from questions surrounding the arrest of Chinese nationals in the Philippines. Teodoro said Philippine authorities have evidence that the arrested Chinese nationals were involved in illegal activities, including environmental and industrial violations. He also cited a Senate hearing in alleging the Chinese embassy officials intervened in local law enforcement processes and threatened retaliation against Filipinos. Teodoro rejected China's warning that the Philippines would bear the brunt of consequences, describing it as an indiscriminate threat against Filipinos. He said the Philippines' law enforcement operations were conducted in accordance with Philippine law and valid court-issued search warrants. And that's the news at 12, August 18, 2026. We'll be back tomorrow for more news updates. Thanks to our news writers LJ Lorejo and Ian Buitre. And on the technical side, Ted Bovis. Our Provincial Information Officer OIC, Marty Gonzalez. And under the supervision of our Governor, Noel Irusal, I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing. Albay in my heart.